and today we're going to be going over for our wall ball session BTBs, behind the backs. All right, and here we're just learning a very basic skill, but we're learning it in a way that's efficient on the field of play. All right, so when we think about throwing behind the back passes, for the most part, we want to learn how to do it correctly and how to do it, in a manner that allows for minimal mistakes. All right, and so oftentimes, basically, the way I look at it is there's two types of behind the backs. All right, there's when you come up and you dunk it. Right, you have the all hand and wrist, and you're bringing that stick over the top. And then the second one is when you're, rocketing off your shoulder. All right, and when you're passing, I prefer going off my shoulder because it keeps that ball in a straight line. I know where the stick head is stopping. I'm able to line up my stick. So if the camera's the wall, all right, and I'm lining up, I want to make sure that stick is as vertical as I can possibly get it. All right, just like when you're shooting or passing, if you're going for an overhand motion, you want that stick on the vertical axis, on the y-axis, and it's no different than if you're going behind the back. It's just your body's in front of it. So we want to have the opposite motion with our hands. This hand is now pushing, this hand is pulling, and we're bringing it in and we're snapping it right off our shoulder there. So we should have a nice bruise after this session. All right, you want to snap it off your shoulder, all right, and keep that stick as vertical as possible. It won't always be perfect, but always work on stepping with the left leg just a little bit, slight bend in the waist, all right, so you're able to utilize that stick on a vertical axis. If you're too straight up, you're going to have to come over the side a little bit and get that stick a little bit more on the side. So we want it straight up and down, so you're lining your target up every single time you throw it behind the back. All right, so the motion looks like this: step, bang. All right, catch it, step, bang. Very robotic. And I know people don't like robotic as a term, but this is something we want to utilize when you're training. You're trying to perfect moves because we're not in the course of playing, we're in the course of training. And when you train perfectly, doesn't mean you're going to play perfectly, but it means that your default move for whatever skill you're trying to learn at least gets close to that, all right? Gets as close to perfect as you can get it at that time. All right, so we have a wall here. I have to get a little closer when I do behind the backs just to get that snap off. All right, so hands are up, okay? One step with the left foot. Since I'm a righty here, snap right off the shoulder, okay? And the hand, you notice how my hands come out, and then they kind of come in and snap off the shoulder. So start with the arms out a little bit, pull it in, and snap. As I pull this top hand in, the bottom hand pushes against that shaft, all right, to try to get it on that vertical axis. So here, step, snap, boom, all right? Step, step, snap, bang. Here, step, snap, boom. Here, step, snap, all right? Then the next step after that is step and hands go out at exactly the same time. Step, snap, okay? Step, snap. Notice my eyes still always looking on my target every single time. Step, snap, okay? Step, snap. And then when you get better, now you can ignore the step and you can just start in that staggered stance. All right, so we're here, bang, off the shoulder. Boom, off the shoulder every time. Hands up, boom. Hands up, boom. Off the shoulder. Just make it as consistent as you possibly can. Back straight. Doesn't mean you can't bend at the waist. Just keep that back as straight as possible. Minimize the cradles. All right, bang. Every single time, keep it consistent. Repeat the exact same motion every single time. Remember, getting better can be boring if you don't fall in love with the small details, all right? So work on those little movement patterns, nail the wall, and I'll see you guys next time.